Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. I am a spiritual mentor. All of my content here is about healing you and helping you reach your higher self. If it's your first time seeing me, go ahead and like this video because I know you're gonna like it already. Subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you never miss another upload. And if you already are subscribed, hey babies, welcome back. So today guys, let's get into our affirmation card of the day. This says, my thoughts are creative. My thoughts are creative. The back of this card says, I say out to every negative thought that comes to my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me, for I am the only thinker in my mind. I create my own reality and everyone in it. I say out to every negative thought that comes to my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me, for I am the only thinker in my mind. I create my own reality and everyone in it. My thoughts are creative. So this is the affirmation card that we have for today, which is definitely fitting for what we're going to be talking about. So today we're going to be talking about manifesting and why your manifestations are not working. I really feel like I've done a video talking about this before, but I can't seem to find it. So here's another one. We're going to talk about why your manifestations aren't working and why you're having trouble manifesting. I made a post on the community tab yesterday asking you guys what videos you wanted to see. I got a lot of great suggestions, and someone asked about manifesting. They've been scripting and doing manifestation techniques for over a year, and they have not seen any progress. So let's go ahead and talk about why your manifestations possibly may not be working. And also guys, there are still spots available to get the personalized new moon experience with me. We have a new moon in Sagittarius in a couple of days. If you haven't already checked the pick a card out, you definitely can. But I am offering a service for you guys for $44, where you guys will be able to get a tarot and oracle reading from me, a new moon manifestation ritual that is personalized to what you are working to manifest in this new moon, and also a plan to help you align your energy and some exercises that you can do to help you align your energy with what you are trying to manifest. So yes, that is still available, and you can check the top of the description box to see how you can send in and get signed up, and I am still sending those out every single day. So yeah, thank you to everybody that's been here rocking with me. Let's get into this video. With no further ado, let's talk about why these manifestations may not be coming into fruition. So I think it's important to remember that when you are working to manifest, what you are really trying to do is create an energy, a space, a body, an environment, a setting that is perfectly aligned with whatever you are trying to manifest. So if you are trying to manifest $1 million, you have to eat like a millionaire and think like a millionaire and love like a millionaire and fuck like a millionaire and save like a millionaire and be responsible like a millionaire. And you know, you have to do what a millionaire does and get yourself in that energy so you think you are the millionaire and you believe you are the millionaire. A lot of times when we are manifesting the millionaire mindset, but we don't really feel like a millionaire, and we won't feel like a millionaire until we have the money in your hand. So the objective of manifesting is to create a space where you are your manifestation. Essentially, you are becoming the person that is perfectly ready to accept that manifestation 110%. Whenever we are in a space of manifestation, there cannot be any doubt, there cannot be any confusion, there cannot be any why isn't my manifestation working? Because how do you know it isn't working? You know, how do you know it isn't working? You know, time here is not the same as time in the spirit realm. So you might feel like you need $1 million in the next 6 weeks to be a millionaire. And God will tell you, I will give you 10 million over your lifetime if you give me the next 2 years to dedicate yourself and prepare your mindset so you're ready for the blessing I'm about to give you. So you might spend that 2 years feeling like, dang, my manifestation isn't working. I've been trying to manifest this. It isn't working. It isn't working. It isn't working. When in reality, everything is being put together behind the scenes so you can walk into exactly what you need to get into. The second you feel like your manifestation isn't working, the second you lose faith, you start all over again, back from zero. And that sucks, but that's why everybody cannot manifest, and that's why it really is a major key. And people talk about manifesting lottery wins and millions of dollars in the man of their dreams and the life of their dreams, and people watch those videos like, how the fuck did this person do this? Everybody is not going to be able to do it. You really have to be in a specific mindset, energy, everything, because it's normal to experience doubt. It is human to experience doubt, but you can't ever let the doubt become your reality, because the manifestation is your reality. The doubt is not your reality. Regardless if you have the money or not, or the home or not, or the manifestation or not, you cannot allow your reality to be so separated from what you are trying to bring into your life. You know, you want your reality to mirror the space that you are trying to go in. And everybody may or may not be in a space physically where they can easily do that. You know, if you are trying to manifest a new home and you're currently living with your parents, as a toxic environment, your energy is really, 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 really low. It takes a very special person to prepare faith in a certain mindset and be able to really manifest when you're in a space where everything around you is low vibrational. When you're in a space where nothing around you is promoting manifesting, following your dreams. You know, when you're in a space where everyone has a closed mindset, when you're in a space where everyone is talking down on you, it is very, very, very hard to manifest. It could even be difficult to manifest when you have everybody, you know, supporting you and telling you that you can do it. That might stress you out and freak you out. You might get imposter syndrome because of that. So it's important to understand that everybody manifests differently. You might be able to script for 3 years and still might not be able to get your manifestation because scripting might not be how you bring your manifestation into your reality. Figure out where your disbelief is. Figure out where your disbelief is, because a lot of times our disbelief and what causes us to not believe in our manifestation is the physical. And if you're manifesting with the idea of a physical reward in mind, and let's be real, we all kind of are whenever we're manifesting, because you want the physical, you want the thing that you are trying to manifest, but it is so much more than that. And that thing that you get can definitely be gone tomorrow, or it can turn into something else. You know, a lot of people have manifested jobs and relationships and trips, all kinds of stuff that ended up turning into something different, because it's very possible to attract things into your life that you don't necessarily need. It's very possible to manifest and end up working with a dark energy that just gives you whatever you want, because you're manifesting from a low vibe, a low space. You know, when you are manifesting out of desperation, you might come in contact with a lot of toxic lovers. You know, when you're manifesting love out of desperation, you might get a lot of toxic people in your life. When you're manifesting money out of desperation, you might get a lot of money, and as soon as you get money in your hand, you got a bill and a bill and a bill, because you are manifesting out of a space of desperation and out of a space of lack. So no matter what you manifest, that lack is going to be attached to it. That desperation, that hopelessness, that doubt is going to be attached to it. You'll get the $1 million and still feel like, dang, do I need 5 million? Because the 1 million hasn't really changed that much. Do I need 5? Do I need 10? Like, what will it take for me to be satisfied? That's another thing as well. When you are manifesting, it's easy to end up in a space where you feel materialistic. It's easy to end up in a space where you're just wanting things because you just want them. You know, it's easy for our eyes to get bigger than the power of our manifestation. So it's important to make sure when you're manifesting that you are trying to bring things into your life that you can maintain, that you are ready to maintain. And overall, you just can't manifest from a lack mindset. And the second you say, my manifestations are working, again, you are starting yourself over from zero, because they aren't working. You know, the more and more you manifest, the more and more you should believe. If you've been manifesting something for 18 months, or you've been manifesting something for a year or 6 months, nobody should be able to tell you that you aren't going to be that millionaire. You aren't going to have that business. You aren't going to be able to deliver your ancestors. You won't be able to have that home. Whatever you are working to manifest, you should believe it in your heart and hearts 110%. Like, you have to have faith. You have to believe that you're going to be able to do the things that you need to do. Because if you're in the space where you need the physical, you know, representation of what you're working to manifest to believe, you really probably won't ever be able to manifest anything, to be honest, because you won't ever have that physical manifestation until the end. But the end is the very least of the manifestation. You know what I'm saying? All of the work that you're doing to prepare and to lead up to that is really what matters. Because imagine if you manifested something for a day and got it the next day. You might be right on to the next manifestation the next day. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when we're having to wait for something, it's because we need to be in a space where we can appreciate it more, we can take better care of it, we can honor it more. And sometimes that's something that time can teach us. You know, time is a very powerful teacher in life. Time does not matter that much, you know, in terms of we need to be very, very patient, but time can definitely be very, very telling. And it's just beneficial to change your mindset. You know, if you're in a space where you're feeling like, oh, I want this new job, and a couple months has passed and you haven't gotten the job yet, one mindset could be like, dang, I ain't never getting a new job. This is not working out. I can't manifest. What's going on? And another mindset could be like, you know what? I must need to prepare myself better for this job. Let me use this time to get my time right. Let me use this time to get my mind right. Let me use this time to organize more. Let me figure out if maybe there's a different, you know, avenue I should go into. Let me make sure this is exactly sure what I want. Time can be beneficial, because a lot of things that we want to manifest, we might not be ready for. And you might get those things that you want to manifest, and you might second guess like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have asked for this type of friend group, or maybe I shouldn't have gotten this. You know, God will give you exactly what you asked for. And sometimes we are given things so we can know, okay, I might need to work a little bit more until I get into this next space. There is definitely a lesson in everything, and we are shown things in so many different ways. I feel like it's really important to understand that when you are in a space when your manifestations aren't coming through, maybe you need to to try a different method. Maybe scripting isn't working for you. You know, if scripting is not what you need to do to make yourself believe that you are in a certain space, you doing that, you could do that for 10 years and not get your manifestation. You know, you might need to visualize. You might need to do some dream journaling to figure out what's missing. You might need to do a vision board. You might need to just write it one time on your wall and look at it every day. You might need to put it as a wallpaper on your phone to get you motivated. There are so many different things that we can do to put ourselves in the mindset of the space that we are in, and your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is not. So if you put yourself in the mindset that you are a millionaire, if you think like a millionaire, eat like a millionaire, live and operate as that person. And how do you do that? You think about what you would be if you had that. You know, whenever I was working to manifest 100K, like I talked about before, I thought about the type of person that I needed to be to manifest that. And like I said, the least thing that I got from that manifestation was 100K. That was the least impactful thing in my life that I got, because I didn't even really realize I made 100K until I did my taxes. So up until that point, I'm just working. I put the manifestation out there. I had my 100K mindset on my desk, but I wasn't thinking about it. I was working. And when I got to the end of the year, I was able to see that I did what I wanted to do, but I gained so much more off of that manifestation and off of that process. And manifestation is hard work. It is definitely not easy, and there are so many different methods of manifestation. And I've always felt like manifesting is really just about putting a prayer with an action. You know what I'm saying? Because you can manifest something just by praying for it and preparing yourself for it, and it will be able to, you know, come into your life just by that. It's very, very simple. You don't have to do all the bells and whistles and all of the exercises and all of the work to manifest. And sometimes the more and more things we do to try to manifest, the more our subconscious gets down and defeated, because the more subconsciously you may feel like, dang, this ain't working, maybe I can't manifest, maybe I can't do this. A true magician, someone who can manifest like that, because I definitely know some people who can speak something and they have it in their life immediately. It's because they believe with every fiber of their being. They believe in themselves, they believe in God, they have faith beyond belief, and they don't ever doubt themselves. And everybody is not able to do that. And that's okay. You know, don't beat yourself up if you feel like you aren't able to manifest, because it's not an easy thing. Manifestation is not about physically just doing the work and receiving something physical. That's not what it is. When you're manifesting, all of the work is energetic. Even when you're doing scripting physically and you're doing a vision board, which is physical, you know, craft, you know, arts and crafts and stuff like that, you are still doing all of that to make yourself believe that you're able to really achieve the things that you set out to achieve. You're doing those things to reprogram your subconscious mind. You know, when you look at that vision board every day, you're able to see, wow, this is what I'm walking into. This is what I'm about to step into. This is what's for me. When you're scripting and writing those things down over and over every single day, the more and more you do that, the more it seeps into your subconscious that, wow, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, this is the space that I'm stepping into. And if you're able to do that, then you are able to manifest. Another thing about magicians and people who are able to manifest very well, they use everything for their benefit and not for their detriment. If you're in a space where you're like, oh, my manifestations aren't working, you're using the time that it's taking for your manifestation to come to you for your detriment. Instead of using that time as, let me prepare myself, let me get my mind right, let me get my space right, you're doubting yourself, questioning yourself, trying all these different methods and all these different areas to figure out how you can get the thing that you need to get. Also, time is a lot different from what we experience. You know, God might make you prepare for something for 2 years because he knows when you get it, it's going to hold you for the next 3 decades. You know what I'm saying? So you might be in a space like, oh my God, it's taken me so long to find this. When you finally get it, it's going to set you up for greatness. It's going to set you up for greatness. And when you are manifesting from a space of desperation or lack, whatever you get is going to have that same energy attached to it. You know, and we've talked about before how God is the only person that blesses you. So you can absolutely attract blessings and gifts and money and physical things from all different types of energy that are just trying to throw at you, which you are desperately putting into the universe. But when you do that, you're never satisfied and you never get the feeling of being whole that comes from actually manifesting something. Because I manifested 6 figures and I don't even care how much money I make from the work that I'm doing now. You know, me manifesting 6 figures really allowed me to realize how money doesn't necessarily elevate your quality of life. You know, it can do certain things, but if you have issues like I do, you know, if you have mental health issues, money is not making it better. You know, we see people who are rich and fabulous and can do everything, killing themselves every day, you know, leaving their families behind, messing their life up, getting on drugs, doing all kinds of stuff. Because if you have things going on in your mind that isn't, you know, benefiting you how you need to be benefited, it doesn't matter what you have in your hand. You know, money will not heal you all the time. Some people, money can make their life better, but I think that in that manifestation, the bigger thing that I learned is that it's not the money. You know, the money doesn't heal me. The money doesn't give me gifts. The money doesn't awaken anything for me. You know, I feel like all of my abundance and all of the work that I I feel like the biggest gifts I've experienced are my psychic gifts and the ability to, discern what I need and my intuition. And as those gifts increase, I want more increase in those fields. Of course, I want to be able to be financially, comfortable, but I might not need 6 figures to be financially comfortable. I don't have no kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to make myself feel less of value if I don't hit a certain benchmark, and that could be something too. If you're manifesting and you treat yourself like shit when you don't get that manifestation, or you doubt yourself and you doubt your abilities, you might not ever get it, because you have to release the doubt and the feeling of insecurity within yourself first. You can't manifest anything if you don't even believe you can do it, because that's all it is. Your faith is what brings it into your life. And if you don't have faith, then you will not get the manifestation. And that's something very, 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 very hard to do. So I definitely would say, think about different manifesting methods. If you've been doing things and they have not been working, expand, do things differently. You can definitely do some visualizations where you sit in your home, or you sit in your vehicle, or you sit wherever you want to be. You can even go to the park. And if you're sitting in your vehicle, you can envision the car of your dreams. Like, you can smell the new car smell and envision the dashboard looks, how you want your dream dashboard to look, and envision that you were in the interior of that car. You do that every time you get in that car, your energy is going to tell you, dang, I ain't sitting in a Nissan no more, I'm sitting in a Tesla. Your energy is going to feel that you are in that car because you told your subconscious mind, I'm in a Tesla. So it doesn't matter what car you get in, you're going to feel you're in that Tesla, because you've programmed your mind to tell you, this is how it feels to drive a Tesla. This is how it feels to be in that space. And when you do that, you attract energies that lead you right into that reality. But if you're in that car and you're looking at the AC that don't work and the windows that don't work and the tent that's messed up and that's all you can see, you'll never be able to get further than that. And if you do, you'll end up wanting the newer thing or the next thing, because when you step into a manifestation, it serves you differently. It feels you differently and satisfies you differently versus just getting something out of desperation, or someone just giving you something or handing you something. When you get something because you've manifested for it, you've prayed for it, you prepared your energy, and God has blessed you with it, it really is an indescribable feeling. And I feel like once people get into that space, they don't give a fuck about doubt. They don't give a fuck about what questions they got. Typically, we have all of these issues manifesting because we haven't received any manifestations yet. But once you get a manifestation and you know what you got to do to get it, you probably won't have these issues. But it's just about figuring out what's right for you. And we are all different. We have different insecurities. We doubt different things. We have a different relationship with God. We've experienced God do different things for us. So I might know that God can do anything in any space, no matter what, and that I am worthy and that I have the ability to do the same thing. If you don't know that about yourself, and if you haven't seen that, you might not have that same faith. You might not have that same confidence in yourself, especially if you're looking around and you see all of these things physically that remind you that you aren't in the space that you want to be in. So manifestation is all about the mind. And if your mind is not right, you will not be able to manifest anything. And like I said, that sounds bad. It sounds shitty, but that really is the truth, because a magician uses everything for their benefit. They manifest from a space of knowing and a space of 100% confidence. Magicians, low-key, people might see them as delusional. Like a magician can really be sitting in a shotgun house and feel like they in a mansion, and be walking around the house with their eyes closed, feeling like they walking on marble, and feeling like they looking at a huge fireplace. You can envision these things and really feel them and believe them and smell them and know them for yourself. And it might not make sense to everybody else, but if it makes sense to you and if you believe it, then that's how it really sticks. And I feel like also we might be looking at other people who manifest things online, and they really have companies backing them, or they really have people helping them out, or they have different, financial statuses than we do. So we might feel like, well, I can't manifest because they're doing it and I don't have what they have. Manifestation is something between you and God. Manifestation is you letting the universe know, I am ready to receive this. This is what I feel is next for me, and I'm ready to receive it. And also, I feel like it's important to understand that whether you get something or you don't, it is always a lesson, and you can use that lesson for your benefit rather than for your detriment. So when you're on the mission, when you're on the journey of manifesting, make sure that you have in your mindset that whatever happens, whether you get it tomorrow or you get it in 6 months or 6 years, that you won't lose hope, you won't lose faith, and every closed door in your face is going to lead you to another open one, because you can see things getting closed in your face, and you can see that you keep trying and trying and it doesn't work out, and that can hype you up more and get you more excited and more motivated, because you can feel like, wow, God is really going to bless me. Because good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. And there's another scripture that says that when you wait on the Lord, your strength will be renewed. Why y'all think we need refueling because we done waited for years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? Like, God makes folks wait. They had people walking around in the wilderness for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Getting bread rained out from the heavens. You know, God makes people wait, especially if you are asking for things that you maybe can get on your own. If you go and do this job and go and do this and do this and do this and do this, you know, I might not want to clock a regular 9 to 5 and make my 6 figures. I might want to do it, you know, doing tarot reading. You know, I might not know what I'm doing, but hey, this is what I want to do. I need God to help me out. You know, I'm sure I could have made 100K doing something else, but I wanted to do it this way. So I asked God to help me out. You might not need to manifest what you're trying to do. You know, look into some different options. You might not need to manifest the car you want. Maybe there's a different way you can get your credit right and go get the car. You know, you want to make sure that you don't do things that make you question yourself. And you want to make sure that you don't manifest everything, because you don't have to manifest everything. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the house and you're trying to manifest a new friend group and you never go outside, you never do this, you never do that, you'll never manifest new friends ever. You can just go out and meet people and learn to have conversations with people, learn who works for you, learn who doesn't. That's something you can do on your own. You know, if you manifest something, you like, okay, God, I want this. You're doing the work to manifest it, and you just sitting on your hands waiting for God to come and give it to you, and you could go get it yourself, you'll sit there forever. You know, God wants to see that you're doing the work. God wants to see that you are just as dedicated to doing the work. And it is a lot of energetic work, but there also is physical things that we can do to, you know, bring our reality to us. So we want to make sure, A, that we're doing the work that we can. We want to make sure, B, that we're manifesting from a place of faith. If you have any doubt, any insecurity in your ability to manifest, you absolutely want to deal with that before you manifest, because you are not going to be able to get what you need coming from that kind of space. And I've manifested a lot of things, and I've tried to manifest things and could not manifest them. So I feel like I have a pretty good gauge. And also I've worked with people who can effortlessly manifest, and I've done readings for them. So I've been inside of their energies. And I feel like the big difference between people who manifest and people who don't manifest is the language and the mindset. Because someone who is a magician would never say, my manifestations aren't working. They wouldn't even dream that shit. That is like a curse coming out of their mouth. That's how serious it is when you're manifesting. The power is in the tongue. If you are saying, this isn't working, I don't have the power, you better backtrack them statements, because you might, you know, you really have to work harder to reprogram your subconscious and let yourself know, I thought this out of doubt. I don't have that doubt anymore. I was thinking these thoughts out of anxiety. I don't have that anxiety anymore. I am free from that. Editing, Pixie here. So I basically wanted to give you guys a little more feedback about, you know, this energy of the power being in the tongue, because I know people who are serious manifestors who basically dedicate their life to bringing things into their reality. And it really is, you know, something that they're very, very, very serious about, negative self-talk, because we have parts of ourselves that really cling on to those negative beliefs. So overall, you want to make sure that you are feeding positivity into yourself. And if you do say something negative, you always follow up with something positive, because negative thoughts are obviously unavoidable, but you always want to follow up with an affirmation that you love yourself, that you are powerful, that you are strong, and that you are absolutely able to get what you need. When you're able to free yourself from the things that make you feel like you're limited in what you can do, that really unlocks a lot of doors for you. Because if you could just believe that you can be there for yourself and show up for yourself and do the work, and even if you got to wait 6 months, you're going to wait it out because you know it's going to come through, then you'll be able to step into the space and get the things that you need. But you really want to make sure that when you try to manifest something, like, you really want to make sure that you don't let yourself believe that it's not coming, because you might have to wait a long time for it, but it is going to come to you. And if it isn't coming, then ask yourself, am I ready for this? Am I being specific enough? Should I get something else? Should I try to manifest something else? You know, because realistically, here's another thing. If you're trying to manifest something with the intention that it elevates you or gives you something or teaches you something or shows you something, God might not give you that, but he might send you something else that's going to serve the purpose of which you are asking for. You might feel like you need a certain job or a certain friend to help you do X, Y, and Z, but God might bring you something else that helps you do X, Y, and Z. And in your head, you're looking for this thing that you thought was going to lead you to this. You're totally missing what you got. You missing what you got, because God already gave you what you were really looking for that was hidden behind the manifestation. You know, sometimes God is a few steps ahead of us as well. And you really just want to, you know, work on your belief system and work on your trust with the universe, because you cannot be, the universe is not slow. You know, the universe got a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, God literally knows everything and can do everything. You know, God can give us all whatever we want today, and God can end the world today if that's what he want to do. So you want to understand that it's not like God isn't understanding your manifestations or the manifestation equation isn't coming together. God is watching you manifest and do that work and do that work and do that work and do that work. But if this Your energy, your aura is not aligning to it. If you have a lot of stuff from the outside that is affecting you negatively and you don't know how to filter your energy correctly, that could be stopping you from manifesting as well. Because when you're able to manifest, it is a big responsibility, because whatever you say and think is going to come to pass. Period. You have to be very, very careful with what you say and think when you are manifesting, because you can bring harm to yourself or harm to the people around you. Some of us don't deserve the power of manifesting. Some of us don't deserve the power because we speak too negatively, and we are too quick to speak negatively about ourselves or other people. Or we are too quick to just believe that it's not working out. We're too quick to count ourselves out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different things that go into stepping into a space of manifesting. But I definitely overall want you guys to understand that it is not easy. It is not something that everybody is doing effortlessly. And if they are, they have a very, 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 very strong mindset with little to no doubt. And sometimes the faith that you have in God is enough to give you faith in yourself. You know, and I feel like that's something that I've learned as well. Like, I have to trust that God is going to be there for me, because I have to trust that he is listening to me, that he is looking out for me, and that if I'm not getting something in the way that I'm getting it, I'm getting in the way that he wants me to have it. And I don't care about what I want and how I want to have it. I want to have what God wants me to have when he wants me to have it. And I might feel like I'm ready for something that I might not be. You know, we only have a piece of the knowledge that we need to move forward. I also would recommend, looking into tarot cards for yourself, looking into reading your energy, doing a lot of journaling, and just figuring out what more do you need to do, if anything. And also, what's blocking you from manifesting? Is it doubt? Is it confusion? Are you trying to manifest something that's going to benefit you and a lot of people? Like, are you working to open up a certain business that's going to benefit you and all of your family members? Maybe they aren't ready to receive that manifestation. There's a lot of moving parts to what you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest a beautiful relationship with a life partner, your life partner might be in jail. Your life partner might be down on their luck. Your life partner might be tussling with the devil right now. They might not be ready for you. So you don't ever want to get antsy when God hasn't given you something, because you are never going to get something that you were not prepared for. And if you do get something that you aren't ready for and you have to fumble it, it's because there's a lesson in the fumble. And what you learn from that fumble is going to set you up for greatness. So it's definitely difficult to manifest, because you have to come from such a supernatural, mystic, third eye, crown chakra mindset. Like, you cannot just look at the steps of manifestation and manifest like that. It definitely is a lot more difficult. You really have to make sure that you are ready for whatever you're trying to bring into your life, and that you can take care of it. And of course, just making sure that you do not doubt yourself, because again, who says that they're not working? We say that our manifestation isn't working, but God might have already been doing the work, and here you go doubting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you really want to be careful with what you speak over yourself. And I have stopped saying bad things about myself a while ago and stopped speaking negatively to myself, even if I'm just doing it because I'm frustrated or I'm aggravated. That stuff will really curse you, and it will curse your ability to do things, because you have so many versions of you living in your mind. So many different versions of you. I don't even want to get started. So your inner child and your shadow and your ego, all of those versions of you that have to show up and manifest as well, because every part of you has to be there, believing and faithful. Every part of you. When you're telling yourself, I can't do this, this isn't working out, you are giving those energies of yourself more fuel to be sadder, to be down, to be more insecure. So you really want to make sure that you're planting beautiful seeds into your life. And I always say, think of yourself like you're raising yourself. If you were telling your child how to manifest, or a homegirl to manifest, and they were saying, oh, it isn't working, what would you tell them? How would you encourage them? Because we are always going to get what we need exactly when we need it. And there's a lot that goes into manifesting beyond what we can see. And you never want to get it twisted and think that people are able to manifest easily. And like I said, it is all in the mindset. And if you can get your mindset into the space that it needs to be, you absolutely will be able to energetically align with the spaces that you're going to be stepping into. Because again, that's all manifestation is about, being able to energetically align yourself, your aura, your mindset with the space that you want. So your subconscious mind believes that you are there already. And if you're thinking it ain't working, your mind isn't there. Because if you're a millionaire, then why are you saying the manifestation ain't working? What you talking about? You a millionaire, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? You got the job, don't you? It's like you have to believe it. And if you don't believe it, you aren't going to be able to step into it. So yeah, like I said, going back to the doubt, figuring out where your doubt comes from, releasing that doubt, and really working on that. Spend a year doing that. Spend years doing that. Spend a lot of time doing that. Some of us, I feel, are introduced to manifestation too early in our journey, before we've even been able to do any real shadow work. And you have to do shadow work before you manifest. You have to deal with your anger, your jealousy, your insecurity, your doubt, your confusion, your lack of faith in yourself, your lack of faith, your lack of connection to your intuition. You have to deal with all of that before you're able to manifest. So it's hard, you know what I'm saying? It definitely is not something easy, and you really have to be up here 24/7, really programming your mind and putting beautiful things into your mind. And anytime I've ever manifested something big, it's because I've really had to come from a place of really not believing in myself at all and build myself back up. And it is hard, but you have to put yourself in a boot camp sometimes, spiritually and energetically, and make sure you do not speak negatively and you do not say negative things. But like I said, a lot of stuff in this world, you do not have to manifest to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to put all of your energy into manifesting if you want to get a new job or make some more money. You know, you can definitely simply just pray and ask God for these things. You can definitely journal about the desires of your heart. If you feel like all of the structure of manifesting, all of the methods and all the techniques is stressing you out and it's too much for you and it's overwhelming you, you don't have to do all of that. You know, work to prepare yourself and prepare your energy and make sure you step into what you need. There are so many ways to receive blessings from God, and there's so many ways to set yourself up for greatness. You know, it is up to you to step into those spaces. And if you guys want me to do a part 2 to this, I definitely can, just talking about some more things with manifestation. If you guys have questions, please leave them down below. I filmed a lot of this video and was filming so good and was on such a motherfucking roll, but then I ran out of space, so I had to, you know, get some stuff together. So I'm not sure what ended up getting cut out or what didn't. But if you guys definitely have other questions about manifesting, then you can definitely leave them below, and I can definitely do a part 2 to why your manifestation is not working. But remember that piece of scripture that I said, that those that wait on the Lord, their strength will be renewed. You will grow weary waiting on God. You know, you will believe and you can have faith, but physically, you might get worn down, you know, in the same situation. But that's why your spirit has to stay strong. There's so many places where your spirit can be strong when your physical is weak. You cannot let your spirit be weakened, because even if your physical is strong, if your spirit is weak, then you might as well be physically weak as well. So you really want to make sure that you are tapping into your spirit, nurturing your spirit, pouring into your spirit, so that energy is strong enough to sustain you, so you don't doubt yourself, and so you can manifest the things that you want once and for all. So yes, guys, that is some tea about why your manifestations possibly are not working. Again, I'm still taking submissions for the new moon experience with me, where you get a tarot and oracle reading, a personalized manifestation ritual for this new moon in Sagittarius, and also a plan to help you align with your energy. But definitely talk to yourself. Figure out where that doubt is coming from. Figure out the relationship that you have with God. Work to build that trust. Work to build that trust in you, and work to release, you know, impatience. Work to release the energy that feels like if it ain't here today, it is not going to be here. Because in the grand scheme of things, 3 years is not a long time for us to wait. You know, there's stories in the Bible of people waiting until they're 90 to have a baby. Okay, and God said, wait on it. I'm gonna come when you least expect it. That's what the Lord do. You sit there and you wait and wait and wait and wait. You keep the faith, you will be blessed, okay, abundantly. So trust that, believe in yourself. Don't get disconnected from what you're doing. You're doing spiritual work. It might not take a year. It might not take 2 years. It might take 5, but it will be worth it. And when you get to it, all of the work that you have been doing in that time before that manifestation will pay off. Like the work that I had to do to make the 100K, like I said, the 100K did not compare to the trust that I have in myself, the faith that I have in myself as a business owner, the creative freedom that I have in myself as a business owner, how I give myself grace if a product doesn't sell out. Like, you really gain so much from the ups and downs of manifestation, because you go on a journey of perfecting yourself and getting yourself, well, not perfecting, but you know, you go on a journey of aligning yourself so you can align with that destination. And in that, you're realizing what needs to go and what needs to stay. So it's a lot of work, but it can be beneficial. And I definitely think anybody can do it. You just have to get yourself in the right mindset. Yes, that is what I have for you guys, all about, you know, manifesting and why manifestations cannot be working. Please let me know. Like I said, if y'all have questions, I definitely would love to do a part 2. But I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. I thank you guys for being here with me in this space, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.